Hey guys, it's Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, and I just want to touch base with you today and talk about scanning the ballots and kinematic artifacts and exactly what it means. And I want to express the difference and clarify the difference between Arizona and Georgia when it comes to scan the ballots, kinematic artifacts, etc., 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 etc. I've tweeted a few times today that various people are using the term scan the ballots, but they do not mean what you know it means and it's come to mean, or what I know it means, or coined the phrase scan the ballots. It has to do with scan the ballots to see the kinematic artifacts. So on Arizona, I'm happy to report I think Arizona's got its head in the game. I think Arizona people basically practice exactly what has to be practiced. You guys got out there and you told the politicians who work for you what your standard was. And you were vocal. And you were basically saying, look, you know, and I know that, hey, this is exactly something that has to go to the ultimate extreme. And what is that ultimate extreme? If this was an election in 2020 that had the most voters ever, and the most mail-in ballots ever, and the most ballots ever mailed, and the most ballots ever counted, and all that other stuff, then we can't do the same old things we've always done. We have to go to a new level. Well, here's what's new is Arizona's got its head in the game, and it's because of each and every one of you that I think maybe, really, possibly for one of the first times in history that the public who has their eyes open became involved, and lawmakers heard you, and lawmakers go, wow, this is like really important, and we must do this. And you did it. And I think Arizona is paying attention, and I believe Arizona is going to get all of this done right. So that's why I want to explain the difference. And it's like our Stephen Roberts here, our friend in the UK. The world is watching. It's not just the United States of America. The world is watching. So you're right. Let me go back to that. What was that? Michelle. Right. You should be proud of Arizona, because you know what you saw? You saw the people's voice worked. You saw it. You saw that your voice matters. Maybe for the first time, you saw the direct result of you getting involved in politics. And you made a difference in Arizona. Okay, well, now we're up against the same crap in Georgia. And so what you saw me tweeting today is just trying to be transparent with you. Just trying to be transparent. I catch so much shit for being transparent. I really do. And I catch it from both sides. I catch it from both sides. And you're right, Gina. Awesome Arizonans, because Arizona is making the difference, because they are the front line of defense for you, the American voter, in doing what is right. Arizona made a difference. The savvy pup knows it. Arizona made a difference. That's all this is about. Right? That's all this is about. And so it's going as planned in Arizona. Arizona's going to do the right thing. That's it. But now we got to do what's right in Georgia. And so I'm just going to be transparent with you. And I can already tell you the phone lines are going to freaking heat up. But it's like Meatballs says, shit show in Georgia. I'm getting calls about it every day. And I'm getting people calling me, and Betty, I'm not giving up on Georgia. I'm not giving up on Georgia. But you know what? The very people there might be giving up. And they're giving up, I think, because they're not being transparent. I think transparency is, look, when I coined the phrase scan the ballots. It was to help you understand what needs to be done right. That's it. Okay? Just do what's right. And here's what it is. I catch so much grief. Really important people get on me, and at times for being transparent. But this is America. Somebody said Ohio. Hang on, let me say that. Hang on. I saw Ohio here. Where are you? Ding, 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 dang, it went by so fast. If you saw my comments, they like just blow by on here. Whoever it was in Ohio, I had a great meeting with your Secretary of State, Mr. LaRose. What a rock star Ohio has in that Secretary of State. You want to talk about somebody that has their shit together. Somebody who really, really, really cares about voting and cares about their state. I'm telling you. In LaRose, you got a rock star. You have got a rock star. So Michelle, I saw that. Michelle, thank you. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, man. See, I can't hit these quick enough. Michelle, there you go. And Paula, who I know personally, you've got a rock star in Ohio, right? And so Arizona, your people are saying we care about our voters. We have heard from our voters, and we're going to make sure this is done right. That's history making. So now we're making history on the right side. But Georgia, I'm just going to tell you what's going on in Georgia, right? I can't demand any of this. I have no say. I have no say. Not any at all. Here you go. Look at this. Watching from England. Watching from Australia. Waiting. The whole world needs us as a nation to get this right. The whole world needs us to get this right. And there are some in Georgia that will say my passion. Let me tell you how bad it is. They will say my passion means I'm biased. No, it's not. The Netherlands too. There you go. The Netherlands. We communicate quite often. There you go. The Netherlands want us to get it done as well. Lorna, where are you, dear? Oh, dang it, man. See, I wish we got Croatia, right? We got London. Where to get it? Hang on. Oh, dang. These move so fast. I'm trying to keep up. Ireland, London. This is not a U.S. thing. I know the mainstream media will basically tell you that that's it, but they know. You're right, Angela. They know if America goes down, the whole world goes down. Other great country chimed in, Texas. But here's what I deal with. I promised from the beginning I'd be transparent with you. I'm telling you, it's very embarrassing for me when people I respect will call me out about being transparent. It's embarrassing. I don't like to get my butt chewed. But I also know this is about the American people. It is no longer about politicians. It's about the American people. And in Georgia, right now, there will be, I can tell you, there are people pooping their pants right now, right? Pooping their pants right now, upset over me being transparent. But here's what I said, and I'm just going to tell you the truth, folks. I have learned that, and you have to understand this for me, okay? Here's another England, Great Britain here. There you go. Boom. Wendy. I have learned in this process, and number one, it is not about the presidency for me, whether it's Biden versus Trump. That's gone. It is not even about Democrats versus Republicans. That's gone. This is about whether a vote in our country will ever mean anything again. Because if your vote can't be counted right, if your vote can be usurped in any way, this is about freedom. Period. Freedom. And we've got to get this right. So anything past that, I don't care about. It is what it is. Plus, I don't make a judgment. I'm not an audit. I'm a study. It either is or it isn't the right ballot. It either is or it isn't, a human hand or a machine. You know all that. You've seen the video, and I'll show it to you here in a minute. But Georgia, these very guys on the team Well, he's biased. So they blew that one out, right? They roll that one out. And then they say, well, he talks too much on social media. And I have to remind the people, you've done more television interviews than I ever have by a multiple of 3. And you're telling me I'm out there too much? And I'm talking about transparency, and you're actually talking about your case and stuff. But they want to get upset with me. Casey's from France. There you go. And we have to expose this. Then they'll say, wow, we don't know what he's going to say. Now, let me tell you how bad this is. I have learned that the very liberal side of the set, they stick with each other. They stick with each other. Black, brown, blue, yellow, purple, dyed hair, mohawk hair, rainbow flag, one arm, one leg, 8,000 pounds, skinny as a wimp. They stick together. I commend them for that. I think our parties of common beliefs should stick together and support each other. But man, on the conservative side of this equation, I've never seen such a picky group of naysayers, backbiters, backstabbers, cannibals of each other than any of this. It's like really weird. And I'll tell you how fickle it is in the conservative community. I could speak and say something because, you know, I'm direct and humorous. Don't take me behind a camera talking to you as how I actually communicate in the Senate or Congress or House Intelligence or even on the witness stand. They're totally different. And I think most people understand that. I truly think most people understand that. Some people don't. Look at his videos. He said a bad word. And one time I was just telling a humorous joke. Somebody says, what was the feel in the room when you talked about the poll pad being on the internet? And I made a joke and I said, well, I knew something was up and they're worried about it when the room smelled shitty, making a joke of shit your pants, oh my God. And I actually got corrected by someone. And somebody says, you should have said poop. You should have said poop. We don't use that word. Right? And so that was told to me at this private reception. And then those people came around at the private reception for me to officially meet them and shake their hands. And the very first thing they said to me is, you should have said poop. We don't use those words, right? That's when I kind of realized, oh my goodness, right? Oh my goodness. Wow, you can actually judge this on a word, basically making a joke to lighten the moment because, oh my God, if we don't get this right, we're screwed. And you know what? I make jokes because if I wasn't joking to lighten it up, I'd be freaking crying. But that's what I heard from it. We don't use those words. You should have said poop. And so I get the same thing literally from a legal team, all these planted attorneys and people and defendants and stuff in it. I don't even know who to trust anymore because I don't even really know who in some of this to trust. I don't. And then they'll say things like, well, okay, but he can't testify about it because he might say a poopy word. We can't control him. Well, that's the complete difference between an expert witness. Do you not understand my entire career in intellectual property is 100% about prosecuting patents to their completion and defending them in court? Do not take my casual or cavalier or fun or joking nature that I do to communicate with you because we're friends and you're here and you're giving me your time and I consider you all friends, between what I do professionally or what I do on the stand. We use the poopy word here. Anyway, yes, the poopy word. Make sure you use the poopy word and don't say shit. Anyway, and so they'll say that. And then I think about this, of this brand new field of kinematic artifacts used for elections, right? Remember, hanging chads was a kinematic artifact in a way because it's motion and how it interacts on the physical plane with the papers. And so half of the side was saying it was hanging because the paper was folded wrong, right? And Others were saying, no, they just didn't push it hard enough. Well, that was really a kinematic artifact detection, but it had 3 people on either side giving their opinion. That's still subject to human error. I'm saying, let's just take all this human error out of it. Let's just take the human out of it, and let's do it with machines. Look, our planes fly themselves. Any pilot will tell you that. They both fly, take off, fly, and land. The pilot there is just to make sure it doesn't go wrong, right? Our cars drive themselves. And here's somebody saying about, well, we don't know, so he can't testify about it. That's kind of like saying when Henry Ford invented the car, and there was the first issue with the car that you can't have Henry Ford testify. Folks, we're talking a brand new field, applied with technology, applied with computer vision, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, to do what needs to be done. And we have to take the humans out of it, so there is no bias. We have to take the humans out of it so we can get this right for the very first time in history. But I am totally catching crap. Totally catching crap for being transparent, for trying to hold people to a standard. So this is above reproach. This must be totally defensible and above reproach. And you'll find people saying, well, he's mean. Here's how it goes. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Oh, nice to hear you. We're going to get this done. Here's how it goes in the other call. He's such a meanie, and his mouth he's so intense. I have no say in the outcome. I decide nothing. It either is a human vote or it's a machine vote. Let me tell you why that matters. If you're in a state where all the mail-in votes are done by hand and signed by hand, what happens if you find one where it's been printed by a machine? Even you understand that. That means that's a bad ballot. Maybe somebody copied a bunch of ballots and sent them in and they got counted wrong. That's what it means. There's no super incredible algorithm. I even had somebody say the stupidest thing I ever heard the other day. Well, before you did your patent, was it peer reviewed? Patents are about exclusive, secret, intellectual property that only you have, and it's so unique that you work and get a patent on it. Peer review on the academic side is about take your idea, send it out to 10 buddies that think the way the system does, and they'll decide if you can publish it. That's what peer review is. They don't want anything new out that will change the way it's done. You get how that's rigged? But yet, I have to fight these things. David's right. O-Y-F-E. Oife. It's not a Jewish saying. It's a saying for open your freaking eyes. So, I just wanted to let you know. And so let me correct TDCA. Your audit can be peer reviewed. I don't audit. I investigate. It either is a hand fill in ballot or it is not a hand filled in ballot was done by a machine. It is either a real legit ballot or it is not. It is either a counterfeit ballot or it is not. You must understand the differences between a detailed study to understand what's up, so other people can make the decisions. I make no decisions, period. Let me educate you. This is what the ballots in my system look like. Okay, you have to understand what about the ballots. Okay, What about the ballots? And we keep on thinking of the ballots as just a particular white piece of paper. That's what you see on the left. That's what we all see. We see all these pictures, okay, of ballots on the left. John, yes, this is Garland Favorito's lawsuit, not mine. I can't make a decision. Okay, but you see the ballots here on the left? That's what the ballot should look like. And that's all we see on TV, white ballots. But there's a problem when you look at the real ballots combined with bad ballots, is they all look like white pieces of papers of ballots, period. So with machines and technology, just like you see in fighter jets and all the most advanced stuff in the world with sighting devices, you can discern the difference between a legal ballot, a counterfeit ballot, a wrong format ballot, an illegal scan ballot, sequence impossibilities or no-fold mail-in ballots, and foreign bad actors. That is only what machines could do. And just so you know, I've dubbed this the shit sandwich. And yes, I cussed, I'm sorry, but that's the shit sandwich right there. There's the shit sandwich, folks. We shouldn't have ballots that look like that, but yet we keep on seeing these stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of white ballots. But because we can't see this, we're not seeing the real truth of that. That's how simple this is. That's how simple this is. So basically, all that happens here is I'm using a process of various technologies combined into my brand new technology, and we're taking a look at every little nook and cranny in the ballots. I'm talking every little nook and cranny, every digit, every space, every piece of print, everything you could possibly imagine that should be on a ballot or isn't on a ballot or whatever, and analyzing it. And we're analyzing it at super high speed with super computing power just to determine, is this really what it is? Remember, you could have a pile of $100 million in cash. And if you counted it, it's $100 million in cash. There it is. But if half of the bills are counterfeit, you only got 50 million in cash, no matter how many times you count it. I think people can understand that. So let me remind you what my process is. That people are saying, he's too mean. I don't like the way he looks. Oh my God, he's Jewish. Oh my God, he's not the same religion as us. Oh my God, he said a poopy word.
With mail-in ballots being the most contested part of this recent general election, let's take a look at the ballot as a simple piece of paper. Paper has memory. If a ballot was mailed, there will be folds throughout the paper. Physics say that once the paper is bent, it can never go back to its original shape. Our systems can detect this. While looking at the paper ballots through our systems, we're not only able to tell was the ballot actually folded and mailed, but we're also able to track, did it go through the postal system and get accounted for? While looking at these ballots, we can look closely at the votes, and we can tell whether the vote was cast by a human hand or a machine. The human hand marking the oval leaves telltale signs of human dynamics. However, if the oval was filled in by a machine, it looks totally different under computer vision examination. Besides, there should be no ballots with already filled in votes. These are just a few of the things that can be detected in the paper that is the ballot. And remember, the paper is a piece of code as well. If that paper is misprinted or misaligned, it will force the voting system to ask for adjudication. Adjudication means somebody, an administrator, takes a look at the ballot and then they decide what the voter intent was. This is a potential area of deception. In the end, everything begins with the paper ballot long before it gets into the voting machine. The paper ballot is the actual historic artifact of exactly what the voter intended to do.
Now, I actually think that's pretty transparent. I was watching the comments went by. Somebody goes, Jovan, you're not for honest election? I understand that was kind of a bait, right? I am for honest elections. I don't know what's in the ballots, but I know one thing. I know that the American people think something's wrong. I know there are thousands of affidavits that something went wrong. So if the American public distrusts the machines and the American public doesn't trust the counts, the votes, the machines, or whatever, why don't we just go to the extent to do what is right? Don't get me wrong. I saw some of y'all said, Senator, call your senators and blah, 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 blah. This isn't a problem with the senators there. This is a problem with the very people that are supposed to be getting to the bottom of it, now basically getting their ears bent by wussified snowflakes or plants, I do not know which, saying, he's too mean, he's too talkative, he's too direct. Oh my God, what if he says shit on the witness stand? Which of course I'd never do. I mean, even people know that. There is a difference between me talking to my fellow friends here and saying, oh my God, do you see what's going on? Then what happens on the witness stand? Terry said it right. America's mad as hell. I'm mad as hell. I'm mad as hell that we can't get answers. I'm mad as hell that even people that say they want to get to the bottom of it will let people bend their ears and they go, oh my God, did you hear he used the F word? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I'm just trying to be transparent to you. I'm going to keep this to 30 minutes. It's 28 minutes and 17 seconds long at the moment. Yes, they're done. I've already told you who. This is not senators and stuff. This is just the very people actually having to go ahead with this. And everybody's kind of getting into a twisted match over it. And I just think you understand is if you just scan, if you hijack the use of my terms, scan the ballots, or looking for kinematic artifacts, and you say you're going to do that, then do it. It's that simple. But don't use that and tell the people you're going to do it and ask them for support when all you're really going to do is some little dance and maybe look at a few and whatever. And if you don't get the results, because you're not going to get the results, right? You're not going to get the depth. You're not going to get the detailed results. And then go ahead and you can say, well, we tried. I'm not willing to allow you as an American to cut corners. Now, I can't help it when it comes to this technology. I invented it, created, and done it. But you're kind of looking at what it is. That's kind of like saying, and I'll use this, well, you can't talk about tweets because you're Jack Dorsey and you invented it. You also can't say to Elon Musk, well, you can't testify about electric powered cars. You're biased. Well, anyway, scans and forensic audits are two different things. Keep that in your mind. A scan and a forensic audit, two different things. Forensic audits occur on the machines, the hard drives, the software, and all that stuff, right? That is done by other people, other qualifications, doing what else can be. And there is a difference between what I do, which works on the actual physical ballot side. And you're right, Jen, you have the right words, beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you all, but there you go. Now you have transparency. I wasn't bitching about Arizona. Arizona listened to its voters. Voters got out by the tens of thousands and talked to their legislature in Arizona and got it done. And I do believe 100% what needs to be done is going to be done right. And this one's really complicated in Georgia because this is not about the senators and legislators. It's already decided the ballot's going to come out. It's about the very people that say they're your champions for truth. And that I just don't understand. I do believe it's childish excuses. Yes, I'm going to keep up the good work, but I am not going to allow you to believe something's being done because they use the same words. I just think that's lying. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.